emotional here. We have this.
Damn it, Bruno! Take your bubbles and go wanting.
Bruno, you done?
I think he's
Okay.
sad now. He's just hanging his head and walking to the other side of the stage.
Nobody cares what we're saying.
Really good at distracting.
Yes.
Like A+, #1. Anyway, we are in the game, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and hop in. First game of the day, and there's already. Are you like drunk tired? Is that what it is? Because that happens to me. I'll get so tired that I actually just start getting like hysterical, you know, and you just start laughing at everything that happens, and just you get amused so easily. Is that where you're at right now? You don't know? I got the shrug. It's fine. This is fine.
It passes the lowest GPM of the day.
If they lose the
That's
game.
his prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one interesting thing right off the back is that normally Miguel is Sigma's offlane player, and Sock is their carry player. Looks like they have swapped things up. Miguel's going to be playing the carrier like in this case, and Sock on the Bat Rider.
Big Bat Rider.
Maybe that's why he's not playing the Bat Rider.
He's a Slark player, man.
What's wrong with Slark player?
That's all he's got. He's just a Slark player.
Every time you say, "Oh, he's a Slark player," I don't know if that's supposed to be insult or anything, because you just don't back it up. Just like it's self-explanatory.
Honestly, I actually kind of suck at Slark because I always miss the leap, like every time.
Well, you're better than Loda, because Loda today missed a leap, and like the guy was sprouted. Wayne
He's not
moving.
going anywhere.
You know what happens though is people have a tendency to click like on or near the trees instead of just
and the
clicking in front
pathing.
of it. Yeah, and it
okay.
turns you. So I guess I can kind of see that. I wish it didn't work that way though. I wish it would just run you in a straight line until you hit a wall.
Yeah.
And then you would just have to manually move around. You know, I think that like makes the most sense. But
Do you remember when people were invis in corridors and it used to make you freak out before you even walked into it?
yeah, that was annoying. That was crazy annoying because of the way that it like detected collisions, so
Yeah.
you would actually move in a different direction. But
It's almost like you could feel them in the bush.
yeah. So, bottom lane, it's not really great for Universe.
no.
He's having a tough time. It's bad. It's real bad. But he lives.
He went Iron Shell first. I usually get screamed at by my teammates if I do that.
Yeah, but he goes Iron Shell first in this lane because there's no real way for them to disable him that hard. Like, they're going to have poison. Actually, no, he doesn't even have poison touch. He has Shadow Wave. So, yeah, there you go. That's
But, I
pretty
mean,
much why he skilled it. Or did he do it pre-seeing the lane?
The defensive trialing. But in any case, chilling touch is really what made it so close in terms of getting that kill, which is actually insane damage output on 3 heroes.
It used to work on illusions, Chilling Touch, didn't it?
Does it?
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
No, it doesn't work on illusions.
I don't believe that.
That would be ridiculous. Because you need to be able to pick something like Naga Siren and just,
No, it doesn't now, but I'm pretty sure at one stage it did.
I don't know, man. That sounds bonkers.
It's
But this is Dota. I've seen worse things happen.
I've seen a bug with United We Stand, and there being like 100 meepos in the screen.
Did you see the one where you could move your fountain?
Yeah,
Like, if you can move the
that
fountain,
was with
what can't you do?
Chronosphere, right?
Yeah, on Outshaker.
Yeah, okay. You just move the fountain up your middle lane, and then suddenly the other team just can't do anything. It's like, well,
forward! You know, I actually missed the fact that you could destroy fountains. In Dota 1, you just like win so hard, you blow up their fountain.
I don't think I've ever done that in Dota 1.
There's a professional team that actually did it. I think it was like Zenith or something. Just camped their base after they destroyed the fountain. Check it, running on top lane, Sock might be a little bit of trouble. He does have Firefly, so yeah, he does lift off and
yeah, I guess to be fair, it didn't matter.
yeah.
So let's talk about the matchups, just because I don't think we've actually walked or ran through them, I should say. But it's Fata on Invoker versus Arteezy's Tinker. This is a matchup that I think, honestly, is a bit difficult for a Quaswex Invoker, just because your base damage is pretty low in comparison to what a Tinker has. And even though you might not necessarily get harassed out of lane, you're going to have a really hard time actively going for kills. Oh, Fata in trouble. The first blood comes out. PPD comes in from the side, snipes. A very, very nice block there on middle lane, and EG getting that first blood.
That's the kind of start you want on Tinker. Like, oh, you need them boots of travel. That's like your core item, Soul Ring boots of travel.
Yeah.
If you get that fast, you can just control the whole map at the start of the game.
Yeah, Shane, something you brought up is, you know, when you go for that Quaswex build, you generally shouldn't get ganked, but when PP gets that nice roam, gets a perfect block, you know. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just PPD's perfect block, it was Arteezy also laying down a bunch of physical harass against the Quas regen, and then finishing off with that 2 points in laser. Sal's gonna cancel, unfortunately for him, but he's already doing the bottle crow. And if you ever watch RTZ stream, that should be a very, very familiar sight. This man bottle crows a lot.
The thing is, if you're playing mid and you're not an Invoker, you kind of have to bottle crow. That's just it. Because most of the heroes on the map don't necessarily need the courier in the first like 5 to 7 minutes of the game, typically, unless somebody's going Midas. And I don't think the bounty hunter is going to be going Midas. Well, sure, but he'll only need it like once, right? And then you can just bottle crow the other times, or you can just go for the runes, assuming where you know where the supports are on the other team. So I think for RTZ, it's going to be quite easy actually to bottle crow this game, or at least maintain some semblance of rune control.
Getting a bottle in the mid lane.
I don't really think it's necessary as Quas Wex. Typically, like what I do at least on Invoker is I go 2 Quas and 4 Wex. That way, anytime you EMP, you pretty much get the mana cost back for EMPing. And that way, you don't really need the bottle for mana regen. And since you have Quas, as long as you're not actively trading, you just never have to leave the lane. So
okay.
What I did a few times on Invoker is I stacked the medium camp and got the, you know, the 4 camp with they all have mana. What are the
big camps?
No, it's
satyrs, right?
The satyrs, yeah. And you know, you EMP it, and then you get all the mana back.
Yeah, pretty nice. Speaking of EMP, RTZ takes one to the face, but I mean, at this point, harassing RTZ is not going to accomplish much, and you're not really going to kill him just with Invoker alone. So, what is Fata's plan here? Is he just going to trade last hit?
I mean, that's really all he can do. He can try to counter gank for any tower dives, and he can sit here and he can try to get some levels, finish his phase boots, which I think are actually coming out right now, and just get some levels, because Invoker, even if you're not Exort, is still very level reliant. Doesn't matter what build you go, you really, really do need levels.
Do you think being Tinker as Dire is harder than as Radiant because of the Ancient stacking?
I think being Tinker on Radiant is way easier, yeah, because you can actually stack the Ancients yourself without even leaving the lane. If you just march, there's a little edge that you can use
if you
right about there,
grind up
and
on
you
that
can
edge.
just... taking some damage middle, EMP, Cold Snap going to be used. He's going to be in some trouble. Fata wants to go for the kill. He does have phase, and the Wolf gets the last hit. Miggle with the downtown assistance.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
I mean, Wolves now get invisibility at level 3 instead of level 4, so you could do that much sooner in level 5 versus level 7. And they definitely do 80 cold snap damage. And of course, with the phase mobility, was able to track down Tinker. Nicely done.
That kill too, because I believe he was still in experience range, because now he's halfway to level 8. And RTZ is actually almost a full level behind him now, which is a bit troublesome. And speaking of trouble, he's going to spot out PPD in the river, and PPD is actually going to take the regen. I probably would have saved it, to be honest, especially considering he has 2 clarities, even though he expended that fissure, but it's a small thing. It's not huge.
Getting regen on Tinker when you have rearm, you just sit in middle and just like press your spells.
Well, he doesn't have it.
Yeah, he doesn't have rearm yet, but if you did have it, it's hilarious.
I mean, when the man is bottom crowing all day, you got to give the support some love. It's like,
yeah, I think he had full mana actually.
Yeah. No, he fissure first.
Yeah, but he had full mana before.
I think he was just preemptively fissuring to make sure that the Invoker wasn't coming, because they don't have any vision mid.
There it is again.
Yeah. Fonte actually throws another cold snap. The Wolves are there too. Look at the damage!
Damn!
He can't even get a spell off. There's 3 points in Quas right now, and I think that is just enough to actually stun lock.
Bot lane though.
Kill bottom, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he might get a double kill. It looks like Paz is using that grave trying to save himself. Meanwhile, Universe very low as well. He's trying to outrun this. He does have a teleport scroll. Where's that tornado from long range? There's nothing, because well, Invoker's on the mid lane. I saw.
You thought Miggle was Fata.
Yeah, I thought Miggle
I was
was
like, wait a minute, that's not an Invoker.
Yeah. I was like, somebody's rotating. Good stuff.
Deal with if you're a Tinker. I mean, what is your out there? If you get cold snapped and you have 2 wolves hitting you, you just die.
Yeah.
Should he sentry up middle lane?
Well, I think Earthshaker need to drop a sentry mid, and then RTZ hopefully could push out. Oh, here comes the gank on the mid lane. RTZ, gonna get Lasso back. He is gonna be dead for sure. The TPs are coming a little bit too slowly. I think after the first gank that has happened, PPD just sits on mid lane and protect RTZ. Especially how the playstyle of EG goes, where RTZ is a big part of the current.
They're focusing very heavily on him.
And as they should. I mean, RTZ is such a good player that it demands that focus. Bot lane though, here.
Yeah, first track kill of the game. Here comes Miggle though, he's got Shapeshift on. There's a slope coming out as well. Paz does not actually have any detection at the moment. There's going to be an Ion Shell and a Surge. He wants to continue chasing a Universe, but this is going to be fading a little bit soon. Paz is going to be going down though in the meantime. Oh, nice grave!
He's dead regardless, I think.
Yeah, he's
what's a heal? Poison touch? Is Fair going to die under the tower? He's going to go into the tower range, into the trees. And that'll be okay, there's no TP. Meanwhile, on the back line here, Miggle's dropping low, Miggle's dead. And the poison is not going to take him down.
He was fine.
That was a close call.
Where's the escape plan?
The escape plan is yell at your team to push the wave really hard so he can actually get out of the tower range.
I don't know about this.
Ooh, he got it. Nicely done, yeah. He used the phase boots to make sure that his invis was out of range of the tower by the time the auto attack goes off, because it will still disjoint, so.
We Americans are not famous for having escape plans, but that was pretty well done.
We also ask for directions a lot.
Do we?
Or maybe that's just a guy thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I do that all the time. When I got here, I had to get on some underground train in the airport, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Asked some lovely Swedish girl, and she showed me the way.
Yeah.
No, what does that mean? Dirty bastard.
I just gave you a perfect segue to tell a story.
That's true.
But I wasn't gonna lie. I wasn't gonna lie.
Well, nobody would have known that you were lying.
I would have known.
Oh man, the morals on this guy, unbelievable. At top we can see Saksha's getting a little bit low here. Going against Zai. Uh-oh. One another solo assumption. He's actually going to get the kill. The solo kill from the Visage onto the Batrider.
I really like the way that EG has been playing for the last 2-3 minutes. The first key thing is, as soon as you turn level 6 on Bounty Hunter, it doesn't matter safe or lane or not, you get a gank. You get a free gank.
Fata smoke.
And not only that, he got 2 ganks in a row. Here comes Fata, smoked up, wants PPD, the cold snap though, not in range, but guess what? Bounty Hunter is in range, and he's going to go right on Fata. Fata taking a ton of damage to half HP. He's still chasing PPD. They want him dead, and I think they are going to get him.
Track speed, man.
Man, the poison.
Yeah,
dead. Oh. But that kill was outside of experience range for the Invoker.
Yeah, so far. I do like the movement, though, because now they can see Miggle all the time. nice creep snipe there from Fear. But because of the fact that they're all on the side of the map, yeah,
he did.
Very, very dead Visage.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
The cool thing with Fear leaving the lane is it allows Zai to get that level 6 and give him the experience to get that one solo kill himself. But it looks like that right
the courier as well, inside of the woods.
He's doing work here.
There's a lot going on in this game.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of kills like we saw the other day, but there's a lot of movement. There's courier snipes. It's just potential action could be happening everywhere. And oh man, there's going to be probably a dive here on the bottom lane.
I think that's a sentry ward that's being placed by the Radiant. Yeah, so they do see Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the problem is you see him, but what are you going to do about it? Like, you don't actually have that good of a lockdown.
Coming in, though.
Okay.
He's going to be there. That's actually going to land on Universe. He's going to get dropped. Now they want to go for PPD. PPD's totally out of mana. Track onto Fata just so they can run away a little bit faster. And there is a reaction from Zai. He's down here as well. They're buying for their Tinker to try to recover from the early game, so...
Well, who's buying time for who, though? Right now what I see is Miggle forcing a Glyph on tier 1, and they're going to get this tower regardless, I think.
RTZ's coming in. He's going to do some damage. He probably wants to go for the deny. He's going to force the shapeshift. Tower is in deny range.
Oh, siege unit. Here comes
Sakshka.
Yeah, that should guarantee the...
That's a PP coming in from Fear regardless.
Was that the first tower of the game and no one got it?
First tower of the game, no one killed it. Creeps.
Damn.
I would have picked Creeps, by the way.
Everybody loses.
What happened to that Valve strat where you lose a very bad pub game, but you get Arcana drops? Like, yes! You know, everybody wins, right?
That's how it worked.
You would have like 45 Arcana by now.
I really would.
Yeah.
At one stage, I had like a 45% win
If I could actually have like $1 for every game that I've lost, where I've been like 20-2. Great, man.
I don't still understand how you lose games when you're 20-2.
Dude, ask Bruno. I lose spectacularly.
Did we lose
I'm like
every game
the
we played today?
Cloud9 of pub gamers. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Miggle in trouble. No shapeshift. He's trying to run away from Fear. Here comes the Ice Blast, but not going to make contact, so...
Fear is going to be filthy rich.
I'm just going to say Fear is probably one of the best bounty hunter I've ever seen. Like, it just so to the T. Never actually farming in lane after level 6.
Drop. He could be overextended a tiny bit here. Look at the damage. He's not going to proc. He's behind enemy lines here. Fata in the meantime picks off Universe. Great, going to be you. Haas wants to be able to get away from this, but these supports, they can't do anything. King and Fourth saying, know what I'm supposed to do about this. And they're just giving away kills, so 7-A right now in favor of EG.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Impressive this bounty hunter is.
Visage is still farming in the top lane.
This is a space creator, man. I'm telling you.
Like all of a sudden, Artesia has bots in a soul ring and bottle.
Yeah.
Like after what, like 9 minutes, he didn't have anything.
Yeah, that was the 3 consecutive ganks, 2
Yeah.
Wolves ganks and a Bat Rider that came in, and Old Man Fear creating that space.
The thing is, though, to keep in mind is that even though he's technically making room for the Tinker, and that's all well and good, they haven't gotten any map control, really. They're kind of just sitting in their opponent's woods without killing any of the tier 1s. Like, bottom is still alive at around half health. Mid is pretty much in the same boat. And, yeah, top is more or less the same, too. So, no towers really being taken at all. It's just a lot of aggression, and Fata buys a very, very early gem. Or, well, not him himself. Fucking Matt actually bought it for him. But he's carrying it. He's got a 4-staff, too.
They're sick of this Fear, lad.
Yeah.
And the Wolves as well, actually.
If Fear decides to play super cocky, he's going to be in for a surprise.
Well, I think he should know that there is a...
Well, now he knows, probably, because
The jig's up.
they're doing that de-warding thing, and there's Visage Birds over there.
Kill them birds.
All this gold from the wars.
He is invis. He's going to spot out 2 of the supports from Sigma. Like, what the game plan is necessarily for EG, because this isn't a hard carry. Like, Bounty is not a hero who's going to translate well into the ultra late game. And RTZ has had a very, very bad time. He's recovering well, but he hasn't really been involved in any of the action. He's just idly farming. He's not even pushing out the waves. He's just, you know, sitting in the woods. I mean, now he's pushing, but...
The way that Cloud9 lost to EG when EG drafted this basic strat is to keep creating space the way that EG has been doing until your Tinker gets so far out of control with Blink, Hex, Dagons, and then just have that Tinker basically pop stop. Like, I don't have any better ways to say it.
So the Tinker is the carry.
Yeah, Tinker is actually the true carry. I mean, they look like they have teamfight hero in the form of a Darkseer and Earthshaker, but the way I remember it, that game never had a teamfight. It was just easy killing people all over the place. But again, the key thing is those tier 1 towers, and they're still standing for Sigma. In fact, Sigma is applying pressure in terms of tower control, so I think Sigma's playing this quite okay. 3-4 track kills already given to EG.
Miguel's just got to get his Necro book. I think he's actually going Shreds first, which, I mean, the belt could be either way, honestly, but we'll see what the choice is going to end up being. The thing with Tinker, though, is against a team with an Invoker, like, we saw what happened when he gets cold snapped.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's really not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him just go for something like a Force Staff instead of a Blink, just so he has an escape mechanism for that particular situation, because if anything arises where he gets hit and cold snapped, if he has a Blink, it's useless, because he's not going to be able to blink away. But at least if you have a Force Staff or a Ghost Scepter, you can potentially avoid that ridiculous incoming damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to have the freedom to really play that way. You know, like the way that you were saying that he played against Cloud9. And by the way, the pause is actually inside of the game. But yeah, I have my doubts about how well he's going to be able to carry this just as a one-core Tinker.
So if I'm in RTC's position, I would totally agree with you. I would get the Force Staff. But that's because I don't have confidence in terms of my reaction and in control.
Right.
I think RTZ is a caliber player that can't get away with the Blink Dagger. And if you have to choose between one or other, I think Blink is just better for a Tinker in terms of precise and instant mobility.
Yeah, and you can split push with it as well.
Yeah, exactly. The other day, I think, as we see Ice Blast going on the bottom just to do a little bit of damage, Migo being forced back. The Fissure is going to hit on effing Matt. It shocked it out, though. Effing Matt's actually safe into this choke one. He's going to go right on Fear.
He's like, hold on a second. I'm fine.
Yeah, the other day, I think Dendy played a Tinker against Fata.
Going in, EMP, but he's actually just going to back up. Doesn't want to try to go for it.
But Fear, he's on the back line trying to hunt off one of these supports. I don't think he's going to find too much of anything. Yeah. There's just way too much detection. If a tornado hits, that haste ring is going to get dispelled, and Fear might be in a little bit of trouble.
It's going to run into this ward as well.
Free ward.
Yep.
Yeah, this gem actually has done quite a bit. Not only has it ward off the bounty hunter, and de-ward a lot of Zai's precious placed wards on the back line.
Yeah, I really love the early gem. That is enormous against a team where, let's be honest, Fear has pretty much been the one making most of the room for Arteezy to recover. So by shutting that down and not giving up your tier 1, Sigma are playing this, I think, exactly the way they need to stay in the game.
Yeah, pretty smart play from Sigma. And there's a Blink Force Staff already up on the Bat Rider, so he's doing quite well. The Necro books are coming up.
Use it that much though.
I think he got one gank on Tinker mid, and that's it. Yeah. goes a long game, do you say that it favors Sigma a little bit more with the Lycan pick?
I think it does, just because of the fact that the Lycan can punish a lot harder for winning team fights than EG's lineup can. I mean, the push comparison between the two, one team spams out waves, which is EG, and then the other team is able to actually kill the towers as soon as they get to him because they have a Lycan. So, in that regard, it's very similar to what I would refer to as like the Tiny effect, where Tiny just kills your base instantly as soon as you lose a fight. I think Sigma kind of have that going for them, and we're going to see a lasso on top. It's actually going to be on Zai, who's pulled behind the tower. Reaction coming in from EG. Looks like they want to try to pursue this at least a little bit. Fatima's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. They definitely want that gem off of him, but Visage does drop in the meantime. Tier 1 going to be secured. Fear manages to get it. Yeah. Oh, he's going deep. They want to go for him. Nice tornado. The birds are going to get the kill. No one to pick up the gem. Looks like EG are going to be able to take it back, and Universe secures it.
Dire structures are fortified.
Stick Fry Sigma. I mean, they got the one pick off against the Visage, and they lost the tower for that. Either you retreat as a team, or you fight as a team. And
I think that was past TPing in, and then he cancelled it the last second.
Oh, is that what happened? Yeah, I think Invoker being the one caught out is so important, because that gem is... We just talked about how vital it is for the team. Migo's going to survive here in the mid lane.
Shapeshift too strong, man.
Yeah. It allows EG to continue to do what they've been doing, which is, controlling the map with the Bounty Hunter.
Actually, because even if that was a 4v4 and there was a cancelled TP, I can't imagine why the rest of the team would be just, let's run right away without even trying to help Fata, because if I'm a support in that situation and I see my Invoker who has a gem is about to die, I run in front of the other team and say, take me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why no one helped him.
There's also something to do with the gem. We can see the AA blast before it hits or something.
Yes, that's an excellent point. With True Sight, you see the blast coming in.
Yeah. He's grand.
He's fine. I don't know, man.
Yep.
That gem is pretty big. Huge.
It's bad for them, but not only that, but now it's Arteezy's Tinker gets an Aegis on top of that, and he's going for a Hex. He's already got the ultimate orb, and he did go Blink, so Lumi was right. He trusts himself enough to be in the right spots at the right time. Maybe I'm just like you, Lumi. Maybe I just nope, don't trust myself. Just going to buy a force staff. Here comes the last one. Fear top. Pause. Or excuse me, Sakshika and Nigel are both here. Sakshika didn't secure the kill.
I mean, in an even worse situation, the other day, Dandy played his Tinker against a Spectre, and I was like, oh, this is a 4-staff game. Yeah. You just concentrate Blink, so... I mean, I guess you just go Blink all the time, but, the
Fox's Tinker is good.
Yeah. It's actually just so good. I think they're trying to set up a gank career for Zai on the top lane. Lasso is on cooldown for 43 seconds, so I'm not sure how they're going to get this gank off, but we're here.
Well, I mean, if he gets sticky a few times and Miguel pop Shapeshift, I think it would be pretty easy. But looks like they're just going to go for the tier 1 instead, which is fine. Killcore coming in from Arteezy. They want to try to go for Zai. Cancel TP and Arteezy. Not going to be the backup for this poor Visage. He's going to teleport to the catapult in the back, but his teammate's going to be dead by the time he gets here. Now Arteezy wants to try to fight this 1 versus 2. PPD is on the back lines, ready to throw a fissure if necessary.
Arteezy didn't actually cancel the TP. The Terra died.
Tower died, yeah, but it... Yeah, okay.
Meanwhile, Fata on the bottom lane. Looks like he's going to be going for a quick Orchids. He's trying to ghost walk past here. I think he is somewhat detected. By the way, is gem online? Yeah, the gem is online, and it's on Universe.
He's got a force staff. I think he's going to be fine.
The Hex comes out.
Yeah, that blank forward Hex. And
yeah.
It's all sadness, basically, from then on out.
I mean, there is a couple answers for Sigma against Hexes. For example, the Force Staff on the Bat Rider is one way to deal with that. A Gray from Pos. And possibly just a Clutch Tornado, lifting everybody in air. That would be good enough as well. But Sigma, at this point in the game, they have a window about 5 minutes or so to do something big before that Hex comes online. Because once that Hex comes online, I think it's very easy for EG to find random pickoffs and then just kick tier 1 towers, tier 2 towers. So Sigma needs to do something and do something soon.
plan for them. I mean, they can potentially go for pickoffs on the Tinker because they have a bat, and they could just use AA ulti and Bat Rider ulti to just kill him straight up. I think even just those two things would probably kill
Or
him
just a
at this
cold
point
snap,
in the
like
game.
you said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, a cold snap is nice, but it's kind of optimistic to think that you'll be able to do that without having some other form of initiation, you know? So you'll need, like, the backup to do so. Teleport coming in. RTZ is going to throw out some rockets and a missile. Or a laser, I guess.
I mean, we're saying about ganking RTZ. RTZ is teleporting in front of his entire team.
He
and
does
just
not care. Like,
Yeah, he just doesn't care. It's like, yeah.
he still has the Aegis, in fairness.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, he knows they can't commit. And at this stage, I think they're probably going to sacrifice this tier 1. Teleport coming in. Sakshika is going to be the one. I'll try to pursue this, but it's really hard to blink into the
Yeah, how do you blink into the Tinker when you have 2 birds protecting him, a layer of March, the rockets coming forward, the track to give vision?
Everyone get blade mail and run into it like heroes. Necro 3 is up on Lycan. That's pretty big.
It is. Nice tornado coming out as well. Sai going to be losing the majority of his mana. Cold snaps there from Fata as well. Lasso onto Universe. Stitcher actually missed. Here comes the Ice Blast. Lands on 2. Fear and Universe both in some trouble here. All of a sudden, Sigma having quite a bit of momentum during this fight. The Panic Echo Slam from PPD. He's like, please get this Wolf the heck off of me. Arteezy coming in from the side, but he has absolutely no mana. And the Wolf's trying to chase down Zai. Miggle, he's dropping quite low as well. He's going to be trying to run. Shapeshift wears off. He's going to go for a Wolf body block. Perhaps Arteezy just chasing him down. Sakshika actually gets a kill inside of the base on Zai at the same time. And Miggle ends up going down as well. Book and Wolves chasing and Arteezy.
Fear is chasing Bat Rider on the top.
Yeah, he's got Firefly. He's got Firefly soon. Fly off, my friend. There is track, so he has complete vision, but off the map he goes now. The birds could actually go off the map and keep chasing. Where's the blink? Use the blink, my friend. Oh, can they go off the map?
Oh my god.
I guess they kind of can.
This is hilarious.
Ice Blast. Oh my god,
So
Fear.
close.
We saw how mobile that Tinker with the Blink Dagger can be. He first picked off, I think it was Invoker on top of the river, and then he chased down the Lycanthrope, 2 of the very fastest here on Team Sigma. I think Team Sigma needs to actually just chase the Tinker down. Because yes, he has a Blink Dagger, but like we've been talking about, 1 Lasso, 1 Cold Snap, 1 Ice Blast, any of these spells just could weaken him, disable that Blink, and pick him off. He is so squishy at this point. There is that Aegis, so it makes things a little bit more complicated.
He's only 700 gold from Hex as well.
Yeah.
That could change the game a lot, I think.
I mean, who do you think won that team fight? As we see a backdoor attempt of these birds on a tier 1 tower.
It's really hard to say, actually, who got the better of that exchange, because that was just a very aggressive move from Sigma, and they didn't get, like, anything massive out of it. The tier 2 got denied by PPD.
And the glyph came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That was...
Well, they have Bounty Hunter, so that's always a small advantage.
I
Yeah,
say
I
that's
mean,
a big advantage.
You get the extra track gold, which is definitely good, but you came out ahead. Maybe including the aftermath of the fight, not just the fight itself.
So what do you think Fear will go for here? He has his Vlads.
PPV. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been his build. You go both gold drums and Vlads
He
as
found fucking Matt in the woods.
rockets.
Rocket, I think
Oh,
that...
he did? He did?
Oh, it is. Wow, it's actually more damage than I thought it was. It's 243.
He's only an ice cream. He can't take too much rockets.
Oh, here comes a Hex. Plays his Tinker is that he actually does take level 3 rearm. There is a build that you just don't take rearm just for the sake of having
You get like 2 points.
more manageable mana.
Yeah.
But this man, he could manage his mana.
He has the Hex. If you have a Dagon, it's kind of different. Like
I mean,
Hex.
even with the Hex, sometimes you leave it at level
Yeah.
2. Like, it soaks up so much of your mana.
Oh man, he's smoked up top and he has the Hex too.
There he goes. Fata's...
What? Just
The
drops a
farming ball.
casual meatball and walks away.
Yeah.
It's like, alright.
And he's plus Wex as well, so probably does like 2 damage.
Nice awareness though.
Unfortunately for Fata, like, I really like Orchid on Invoker. I just don't think this particular Orchid is going to have much impact in this game.
I think that he's getting the Orchid not just for the silence effect, but because he realizes that having some more physical damage to the team isn't necessarily a bad thing, because Miggle is the only source of it as it stands right now.
Yep.
And if you cold snap Orchid somebody, like on EG, they can't do anything about it. I mean, even Darkseer, for example, I mean, he's probably one of the tankier ones.
He's got a 4-star.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 4-staff, but no one else can really do anything but him.
Little damage coming out from Sigma with things like Chilling Touch and How. So the team does actually right-click pretty hard in the right circumstances, but we haven't really seen that yet.
And Necrobooks always increase your right-click damage.
Yeah.
So
They actually do have some right-click damage. I think at this point, Fata, when he sees the birds, it's time to get out. Oh no, he thinks he's doing these cool stuff. Oh. But here comes the Tink.
He blinked backwards. He's not going to go in.
And with the Ghost Walk, I think Fata is fully expecting this. Yeah, he is.
Yep, he's got more than enough, actually.
The birdies.
Well, now he knows that there's a sentry there, because the birds just attacked him, and Sakshika's going to get a little bit of that treatment as well. But EG are doing a really nice job of maintaining the map control right now. It's important for them to keep the waves off their side of the map, just in case any team fight does go awry. That's just a strength of having a Tinker, is ensuring that there's always going to be lanes that have to be pushed out after an engagement. So being able to keep the map positioned this way for EG is always going to be their advantage.
Especially against a Lycan who can just like destroy everything in seconds.
Yeah.
Fata as well as Sok, it's been constantly trying to find that Tinker. No, they do find him now, but the Blink Dagger coming on the backside. Sok just gets blown up because of those Visage Birds. The AI Blast does hit Arteezy down to about half HP. I think he's actually going to go down here. He doesn't have Aegis or anything. He does get a Hex off before dying, but here comes Reavers as well as PB, as well as Fear. The track's going to go on. Pass is dropping low. No Grave. Big dunk coming out from the Earthshaker. They do get a couple more kills, and I think EG handily wins that team fight. Tinker comes right back after a buyback. He wants more. The Blink, where's the Hex? Fata is so fast with that face and Wax.
Yeah, and Arteezy actually blinked the wrong way. It was nighttime, so he didn't have vision of Fata running straight back to the tier 2. I think he was probably going for the extra kill, but at the very least, they're going to be able to get a tier 2 here, I think. There's only 2 heroes alive. Nice tornado coming out from Fata, doing still a reasonable amount of damage, and there's 3 birds out because of the Aghanim's on Visage, so...
Yeah, that's when Fear rotated and gave the farm to the Visage early in the game.
That's going to hurt, man.
Yeah.
Ice Blast.
Grand.
Doesn't have a carry, but all these fights are taking, they're not actual true team fights, right? It's very scrappy, it's back and forth, and I think that really favor heroes such as Bounty Hunter, Visage Birds that are everywhere, and more importantly, a Tinker with a Blink Dagger. Because in a true 5v5 team fight, you want things like big AoE spells like Vacuum and Tornado and Ice Blast and all that stuff. But when it's one fight here, one fight there, you really want the Blink Tinker. And that Blink Tinker is...
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's doing so much work.
I think that was about as close to a full-on 5-on-5 as we've gotten this whole game.
Yes.
So, with that being said, they did manage to isolate Arteezy pretty quick, and he bought back, and honestly it was a bit of a waste, because they didn't really get anything, particularly after buyback and pause. Good night, man. You are not getting away from... Oh, maybe he will. Wow, Arteezy didn't fully commit. Maybe he was just worried that they were more behind...
the Ice Blast.
More behind pause, yeah. That scare tactic, man. Worked out.
I would have went for it. I would have. The blood would have been just rushing into my head.
The bloodlust. You're just like, get the kill.
It's probably why I'm bad at Dota.
It's easy to get caught up in the moment, man. Happens to the best of us. Roshan's up again.
Yep. The scoutings are coming out from Wolf, but Fear does have that gem available, so they can. I mean, I think this is something that you said once before. Like, when you have a Mexican standoff at the Roshan pit like that, the team with Tinker Furion is a team that's... with a global push, I guess, is a team that's eventually favored.
You've applied the pressure and forced them to rotate.
The real issue lies in the team that has better mobility is always going to win out in the longer duration games almost at the time. TPD getting caught up though. He's going to eat the last though and the Orchid. Now they want to try to go on Fati. 4 snaps away. Vacuum hits on 2. Pause with a very, very early grave. Fear pops the BKB. He's continuing to chase. He wants fucking mad. The Rockets though are going to be able to steal the kill. Arteezy gets a double in the meantime. Fata being chased down. Here comes Sakshika. Can they stop Fear from chasing down this Invoker? Here comes the Blink Hex. It's a triple for Arteezy. He's going for more. He doesn't have really any mana left whatsoever. And it's going to be Universe who actually gets the last. And that is a complete team wipe.
Would you call that a team fight?
Oof. I mean, it was a team something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was necessarily a fight.
I mean,
they went all in on PPD of everyone. Maybe they were just concerned that they couldn't get a good initiation on Arteezy because
they can't find Arteezy.
Yeah, I mean,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
see that.
Yeah.
But they even had a ward on the high ground. As soon as you try to commit to a fight, like, send somebody else in first besides the bat. Like, I don't think the bat can be the first one to initiate unless he sees the Tinker.
Yeah. That's a problem. Arteezy hasn't been seen. He's playing well. He's positioned well. Now he's got a Dagon. the strength of this lineup is also something that we haven't discussed, is how well they chase. With a single track, the visions there, the rockets going to be coming in, the blink dagger from the birds as well. Yeah, it's just so much. I think in the last team fight, I really would have liked to see a Yules on the Invoker much more, because he tried to get away, but the track is constantly on him. Yules is something that could dispel it if you want to use it.
They have a gem though.
Can't go because if you ghost walk now and you're not tracked, you'll still run faster than them, even if they have a gem. Like, they can see you, but they can't catch you.
Yeah.
Chan here for EG.
This is very refreshing. Like, going into 32 minutes into the game and say, hey, we don't have a single true hard carry, but through pickoffs, Roshan kills, and more importantly, trap kills, they're hanging along. They're just fine. In fact, if we look at the gold, up by 7,500.
Yeah, experience is looking at it to be about the same. The graphs are actually almost identical. It's kind of weird. But that just goes to show how close the game has been up until this point. That one particular fight that we just saw that ended up being a team wipe in favor of EG is kind of where the momentum, I think, is going to start to change. Because now, Sigma are kind of in this panic situation where they want to really try to go for something. And I don't know if they're going to find the opening that they're looking for. Yeah, just got Dagon too.
Per Dazzle. Passes looking good for. Wait, who is that's the GPM?
I don't remember what key it is. Let's see. I can't. There we go.
Oh.
So 550.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to rekey them. Like, GPM's G for me. So
yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. I should have done that at some point. But honestly, I don't spectate my own games that I cast anymore. I only do it for this because the preview bottom is not going to stuff.
Wow, what a bait.
Yeah, he's going to get Orchid. He doesn't have an Aegis. He's going to be able to get the Hex up on Fata. Does quite a bit of damage before he goes down. The birds might be able to secure it, but Fata, he 4 stats away to get the kill that they were looking for with the birds. But that's a big pick. Like, getting RTZ off the map for 90 seconds.
He used buyback as well, so they have a lot of time.
As good as that pick was, keep in mind that Sigma had looked for that pick for the past 10 to 15 minutes. Like, this Bat Rider and this Invoker has been constantly walking around. Yeah, they got a pick, but what are you really going to do for 90 seconds when the creep equilibrium on all 3 lanes are pushed on your side? There's no Roshan to take because it's done. At best, you're just going to push out the lane, and guess what? Round 2, when the Tinker's back alive, is going to happen again. So, good pick. How much does that really accomplish? I'm not sure.
No, I'm in agreement with you. I just think that it's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's I mean, sure.
If they didn't kill him, it would have just been slow suffering, and they probably would have gotten asphyxiated by just getting pushed in every single lane and not being able to really take an engagement. But Miguel's now got his BKB, and he has Book on top of that with his Medallion and his Vlad, so he's getting a pretty decent chunk of farm. The only issue is they don't have any map to really use. It's kind of they're sitting on their side of the map, and the only gank that they've been able to execute, like you said, has been that one on RTZ. So, sure, it's really going to work out at this point. The supports really are kind of becoming the Achilles heel for Sigma because they're dying to the Bounty Hunter and the Tinker Rockets every single fight.
Yes.
So we made this comparison of which team really has a better carry potential, but it doesn't matter who has the better carry if the rest of the team can't hold their own.
Yes.
You know?
And as a contrast, if you look at the supports on EG side, the birds, not the hero, Visage, has been doing so much not being there. Meanwhile, it looks like we are going to find a pick on Zide being dragged up on the high ground. He's there, but he's not really dying. Guess what? Tinker's back alive, so I don't think you want to take any extended team fight. Epic Mac gets tracked, and he's like literally dead now. Like, it doesn't matter where he goes unless he goes back to well, he's dead. And there we go.
Well, he's going to go back to the well, just not necessarily the way he wanted to go. The big dog win. He's going on Fear, pops the BKB. Shuriken going to get the kill on AA. Now Fear on the run, trying to get out, but there is a Book 3-4 detection, and Arteezy's going to be able to kill Fata. In the meantime, Pop also drops. Yep, Aegis. Now Pop will be respawning in just a second. No one else tracked that. He really wants to go for it. Yeah, he's teleporting in on one of the many random little things that are around here. I don't know if it was a wolf or if it was a bird or what.
It was a bird. The wolves are underneath.
Yeah.
The way
I meant the
You Necrobook maybe?
I'm
got confused. Yeah.
No, the book is on the like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think really Sigma could only win a team fight if they could win it quick. Because as long as these team fights are going longer and longer, it just gives more time for Tinker to go back to base, get mana, come back. And EG is very well equipped to fight long drawn-out team fights with things like bounty tracks, giving everybody mobility, the birds flying everywhere, the multitude of force staffs and mechs to keep everybody else alive. So Sigma needs to find that one big EMP tornado ice blast and call it a day. And if not, these team fights will keep going the way they are going.
Is that what you say if you're fucking mad here? That's what you say to your team? We need
Yes. But the problem is their team can't do that. Like, you don't have a Lunar Eclipse or a Vacuum Meteor. I just don't think EG will be caught. And the way that they've been playing, they're never caught as 5. In fact, they're splitting up and farming all over the place.
Their game plan is supposed to be, because their Invoker went Quas Wex, right? So he doesn't really do a lot of damage with Meteor combos.
He's been level 17 for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes now as well.
Yeah, it's really difficult though, because they need to leave the map really for Miggle to farm, and other heroes need farm too. So when you're kind of just stuck on your side of the map and you're trying to recover, you're not getting as much as the other team, because if you can farm their jungle, they can continue to push. They can farm even Sigma's jungle, because Sigma can't fight them. So all they have to do is aggressively position themselves, and then all of a sudden Sigma just have to sit in their base. I mean, it's not a good spot to be in.
When this Dagon that's coming into play as well, oh my god.
It's level 4 now, almost
nearly
level 5. And it's just not great. And the problem is, heroes like the Dazzle, like Pass, he pretty much insta-dies to that.
Even though he's an Urn on threads, which is pretty...
Like, he will instantly die to Laser Rocket Dagon.
Yeah, as long as there's a track on him, they don't even have to focus him to kill him early. It's just as long as track is on there, eventually he'll just die to some rockets, some form of Blink Hex Dagon. It's that life, but you can't get trapped.
Great if you're a support, really, for Sigma. This is the team that really just eats the supports, though, and I think it's a really clever draft by EG in that sense, because, as I said, like, Dazzle and AA, they don't stand up to Bounty Hunter and Tinker Rockets. Like, you just, you can't be in a good position, ever,
What
against
supports
these types of heroes.
would you have in this case, then?
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily about what supports you would pick, it's just about what style of team you're going to want to go for, and yeah, top. Miggle, he's in a bit of trouble here. They're going to eat the vacuum wall on top of everything else, and it's going to be a double kill for Universe. So RTZ coming in. Yeah, the birds were here to help out too. So yeah, that's really painful. I think they could just go ahead and snowball this into a tier 2 if they wanted to, but instead they're going to kill the tier 2 bottom instead. Yeah, and RTZ is going to be joining the.
He leaves the birds top to do the.
I mean, I don't think it's
I get it, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually just game.
I understand. There was kind of a sense of...
Yeah.
Out of the
Up
rut.
until 15 minutes, when they got the gem, they had a bit more in control, and then the Invoker lost the gem top, and all of a sudden it was just like...
It was the gem and tier 1 towers. I think they only lost one tier 1 top. After they lost